Now we've got Glen Williams with us, and we've got to ask him now, why should we vote for you?
Hello, Stuart, and thank you for this opportunity. So for me, it would be a great honour and a privilege to be a councillor for Congleton again. Personally, I enjoy helping people and ensuring the town improves and prospers for everyone. I would ensure that investment returns into the town and reverse the cuts that the Labour Independent Coalition have delivered over the last 4 years, and the many further drastic reductions in vital and valued services that they have promised to impose on the residents of Congleton. I understand the needs of the town and its residents, and I have extensive knowledge and experience of these. Personally, I've supported hundreds of people to help themselves, particularly young people, running very successful youth clubs and youth projects for more than 15 years. And I've been heavily involved in primary and secondary education in the town, improving the outcomes for children, particularly at Davern Primary School and Eaton Bank Academy, raising young people's aspirations. And I would continue to support the most vulnerable in our society and ensure equality for all. I would protect valued services that have the most impact on Congleton residents by being more efficient and effective. I care passionately about the town, having lived here all my life, so much so that I gave up paid employment 14 years ago to dedicate myself to Congleton. I am immensely proud of what I have achieved through my involvement in many fantastic community-based groups in the town. And being a councillor would be an extension of that, enabling me to help them prosper and flourish even more. Congleton is a great place to live, to work, or to visit. But there is more that can be provided and offered with me as your councillor. Negativity, for me, has no place in my approach, nor has the unnecessary personal attacks and lies thrown at me and my hard-working Conservative colleagues. I believe strongly that there is no place in Congleton for such politics, and it is shameful that a few choose to use their time as a councillor and their energy on this rather than improving Congleton for every single resident. I am a person of action, of ideas, and having a can-do attitude, seeking out new partnerships to deliver for the people of Congleton and responding positively. I have a positive agenda, adopting a proactive approach. And as a Conservative councillor during 2015 and 2019 at Cheshire East, I did not take anything away from Congleton. As a Conservative, I am free thinking and do not have to toe any party line. I am extremely hardworking and I'm passionate about the town of Congleton and our wonderful community. I always have and always will put Congleton first. As a local Conservative councillor working with colleagues, I would ensure highways are invested in properly again with proper resurfacing schemes, but also keeping the streetlights on that Labour and the independent administration are threatening to turn off. I would look to reinstate the gritting routes that, again, our Labour and independent administration have removed, particularly around schools. And I will work with local community groups to protect and enhance the environment in a sensible way which allows benefit for everybody. Conservatives are a strong team locally and nationally, and having a Conservative town councillor, a Conservative borough councillor and a Conservative government works for Congleton. That three-tier approach has been really successful, and a proven track record which includes the Link Road, the town centre public round scheme, and the complete refurbishment of the leisure centre. The Labour independent-run Cheshire East Council, on the other hand, has closed our very valued tip and reduced heavily gritting routes and made the town centre unsafe, and will further introduce a plethora of other measures to take away vital and valued services from hard-working Congleton residents, which includes a brown bin tax. And that introduction would ensure that recycling rates would plummet and there would be an immense increase in fly tipping beyond just closing the Congleton Household Waste Recycling Centre. I will support local businesses to create a vibrant and safe town centre, including the pedestrian area and the rejuvenated market and community space. And the shared space cycling scheme in the pedestrian area, unfortunately, has put off so many people from shopping in our town centre. And it has made it unsafe for the most vulnerable in our society, including young children and the elderly. I will protect the medical services at the War Memorial Hospital. It's not just about the minor injuries unit, which currently isn't operational. It is about ensuring that we seek new ways, working alongside health colleagues to provide a broader range of medical services from the site, as it is so underutilised now. I will continue to listen. I will continue to respond to residents' priorities. And those priorities, just as a sample, include supporting local businesses and shops, further enhancing leisure, library, cultural facilities and events, keeping council tax as low as possible, despite obviously the national and international financial challenges. I will look to further with those local priorities, protect our green spaces and maintenance of our very much valued and well-used parks and play areas. I will reduce council waste and bureaucracy, but ensuring that that has no impact on frontline service delivery. I will give Congleton residents a loud and strong voice, and I will get things done. Serving this town and its residents is why I, Glen Williams, exist and what my purpose is. Serving Congleton is in my DNA. So, Stuart, as I said at the start, it would be an honour and a privilege to be a councillor for Congleton again. And I graciously ask Congleton Radio's listeners to put their faith and trust in me again on the 4th of May and for the next 4 years.
Now then, a lot of the things that you've said is going to cost money. Where do you think the money will come from to get people back in the town centre, get shops up and running again? Doesn't that have to be at a national level and not local?
It's as I think alluded to earlier on in our conversation, it's a mixture of those. It's working with local businesses. It's working with our town council. It's working with Cheshire East Council and national government as well. And that approach has worked so successfully for Congleton for 15 or 20 years or so. It's funny how the investment, not just in our town centre, but in the wider town and the services that we have, that as we don't currently have a Conservative administration running the town council and a Conservative administration running Cheshire East Borough Council, that investment has dried up.
Well, thanks for coming on today, Glenn. We appreciate it.
Thank you again for the opportunity. It's very much welcome.